So this is Sabacc.
Sabacc.
Yo, welcome back to Sabacc the Block, the official first cut Star Wars show. We are here to break down Andor Season 2, the second arc. This is episodes 4, 5, and 6. I'm here to do all that with RB3. RB3, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Another good set of episodes, very, very excited to see where this is going to go. Also a little nervous for some of these characters. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, we're excited to break it all down. Obviously, we're going to do this spoiler style, guys. So if you haven't seen the episode, make sure you watch the episodes before you watch this. We're going to get fully into spoilers. I am not sure how I'm going to do this breakdown. I obviously want to do it episode by episode, but part of me feels like we should just kind of vibe off of it right now. RB3, tell me overall thoughts on the second arc of Andor 4, 5, 6.
Well, this one's definitely the Emmy arc, as I would call it. Like they're trying to, and not just for, I guess, like, it's not necessarily the best arc, but you can see, like, they're definitely pushing for some Emmy consideration. I say for Forrest Whitaker as a Saw Gerrera, when he's giving that monologue in the rain about, oh, I was just a boy in the forest. The old men died where they stood, and then it's like, and then he's just. The young kid, Wilmot, Wilmot has to is doing the engineering thing to get the Rhino, to leak the Rhino out, and yeah, it's just some insane stuff, and it's so funny because half that monologue you can't even see Forrest Whitaker's face. I think about that quote that Denzel had in a documentary Denzel was in recently. He was like, film is a director's medium. Like, you could be given a monologue of your life and they could be cut into a close-up of a glass of water. Like, that's all I was thinking of was like the whole monologue is just this Wilmot dude like tinkering with this stuff. I'm like, oh, I know Forrest Whitaker was mad. We couldn't see him. But by the end of it, it was like, it added up to a crazy crescendo. Homie started sniffing the Rhino, So that was dope. That one was, I think that was episode 5, right?
Yeah, 5.
So that was my favorite moment of the whole set, and then episode 6 gets into, we get back with the one of the Mendels, Ben Mendelsohn, right? Not Mads Mikkel, one of the Mendels. We get back to Ben Mendelsohn, and he's sly talking or whatever too. He has this confrontation with Mon Mothma that's feel like really good, great tension. I thought the rebellion on Gorman was a little contrived. It kind of just came a little bit out of nowhere, and it was there. It was a cool sequence, but it was it came out. Okay, let me say this: it didn't come out of nowhere. But like, why do I have to care about these two like lesbian, Gorman leaders? Not because they're lesbian, but because like why did that make that a central story just to kill her off, right then and there? Spoiler alert.
Just to kill her off, I agree with you. But I think they got more chemistry than like a lot of people on TV, bro. I don't know. That's just me, bro. I don't know. I bought their relationship. I bought it. I thought it was really good.
But these aren't. But I'm just like these aren't people we met before. Like
they are. They're in season 1.
Wait, so who were they in season 1?
Bro, they were like in 6 episodes in season 1, bro.
Oh, okay. I didn't get that. So yeah,
come on out, bro.
I mean, it's just I don't know. There's background characters there. They kind of feel like background characters here. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But
she was in like so many episodes, bro.
Wait, what did she do?
She's one of the best characters, bro.
What did she do?
Yeah, I'm not even tripping, bro. I love those girls.
Okay, but wait, what did she do in the first season?
She was in episode 3, 4, 5, 6.
But like,
I'm talking about season 1.
In the background, though, like, what was she doing? Like,
no, she was helping Cassian. She was in the Aldani arc. Both them girls were. They were training him and all that. That was them, bro.
Man, I don't remember. I gotta go back. I gotta go
Come
back
on
and
now.
rewatch that.
Come on now, man. You gotta lock in, bro. You can't be watching Lakers games and this at the same time. And you're wearing a Lakers jersey, bro. Y'all not even in the playoffs no more.
I
Come
gotta still
on,
rep, man. I
man.
still gotta
That's
rep
some bad
this, man.
news, bro.
Still gotta
That's
rep this,
bad.
man.
Come on
Still
now.
gotta rep what we do, man. But yeah, no, I didn't know who they were.
I love them. I just didn't like the trope.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is a big topic. I kind of wanted to get into it on Twitter. Nobody got into it with me. But I've been seeing a couple other YouTubers talk about it a little bit more. There's a trope. I don't know if you know about this trope. Have you heard about this trope? Basically,
Yeah.
when anytime there's like lesbians,
Or like gay characters in general.
one of them gets killed off. Yeah, you know about that?
Yeah, like The Last of Us. Well, yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's
for
a ton. Yeah, a ton. Go
lesbians
ahead.
in particular, yeah, lesbians, that happens a lot more with.
Specifically them, yeah, they get killed off a lot. And it's apparently a trope. It's a whole thing that's been going on for like forever. Apparently it started like back in when novel writing was a thing, like back in like 100 years ago. They would have them like kill them off and stuff like that. And apparently it was like a mandatory thing. Like it became like a rules and regulations kind of thing, like a guidelines. What is that rules thing that Hollywood used to have?
The Hays Code.
What's that?
The Hays Code.
That.
Yeah.
It was like that, but it was for like novels, like way back in the day. And it kind of transferred over to media and to TV and stuff like that. So this is a trope that's been going on for like forever. And the fact that Star Wars just did it was like, ooh, that's a bad look, y'all. Y'all can't be doing this 2025, bro. This ain't no. Come on now.
And it's funny. I didn't even pick up on that. Like as you're saying
Yeah.
that, I totally know what you're talking about now, and I didn't even pick up on that. I was just like, I just thought it was lazy storytelling. You know what I'm saying? So.
It was pretty lazy. I agree. It's just the whole like, we're gonna get these two girls together, and then it's gonna be all okay, and it's gonna be all right, and then one of them dies, kind of like, half-heartedly, haphazardly. It's just a trope that's just, I don't know. It's my least favorite part of this whole season, to be honest, and in this whole arc. I just felt like it was a little too lazy for me.
Yeah,
but I love them. I think they're great. I think those girls are awesome, and I will fight for them because I think they work. I think they work really well. So
I don't know who they are. I didn't care about them, but I will say,
literally in like it's 7 episodes of season 1, bro. Come on now.
they fade into the background. I'm sorry, but besides that arc and besides that situation, I did think the rest of the arc was amazing. Like I said, the Saw stuff, Cassian stuff, how Luthen Rail, kind of is like playing both sides, kind of talking to Bix behind her back, behind Cassian's back, kind of playing that angle. Bix obviously capturing Homeboy, who wronged her. You know what I'm saying?
Tortured her, bro.
Yeah. So and just she's gone off the leash too. So I like to see that as well. Yeah, it's a lot of good stuff that they said.
It was dope, man. I agree with you. I feel like this arc was dope. It definitely took me a second watch to really get into it. I can't lie. But after that second watch, I was like, man, this is some good stuff, some good shit right here, by Tony Gilroy. It's funny how like the big crescendo, like peak third act is like this girl trying to get a microphone out of a thing. And I was like, this is crazy, bro. This is all this is, just getting this microphone.
Yeah.
And yet it's so tense, which I think is really cool and really interesting the way the show does it. Go ahead.
That was more tense than the armory robbery.
Yeah. High key, yeah, for real. Literally, it was. I think mainly because, to be fair, I feel like the Gorman stuff is there purposefully. They already tell the audience in episode 1 of season 2 that the Gorman front is actually a front for the Empire, where they're literally they're just giving them victories and giving them wins on purpose to build this whole like counter, basically to build this enemy up that they want to then try to crush and put a heavy fist on it, iron fist on it, and then justify it because they're this enemy who's like, they've stolen shipments, they've killed Imperial troopers, and so that they can crush them. So this Gorman front is very much a front created by the Empire, and that's the whole purpose of it. So I kind of like that they've told you the audience that. I also feel like it takes away the stakes a little bit, but it does it in a very interesting way. So you're right, that whole shipment thing, we knew it was going to go as planned, basically, besides, the Cinta death because what's his face Cyril was like spying on them and telling them that he's doing this, he's doing that. They got 10 shipments, and they're like, it was a setup. They're being set up in very a blatant way, and I think in a way it takes away from the tension of it, the whole are they going to get away with it kind of thing, because we know they are, because it's a setup. But that's why for me the microphone one was a lot more tense, because we don't know. I don't know. Maybe homegirl, assistant girl dies that day. I don't know. Or she gets caught and then Luthen makes her take the fall. We don't know. So that's definitely the reason why I felt like that moment was a little bit more tense than the Gorman robbery scene, heist scene, I guess. But still, man, I love these couple arcs, and the reason why I love it RB3 is mainly because of the small moments we get with characters. Everything with Cassian and Biggs, I was on board, man. On board. Tell me what you think about this relationship so far in these past 6 episodes.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. We've seen Binks go through the rink with,
Ah,
yeah, first episode 3, she was almost raped,
yeah.
So it's just like, she was going through that. And then like now it's just living with the PTSD of that situation, which is a lot of women, deal with that situation too. So it's getting into some real themes with that. And Andor is trying to be their protector, almost kind of playing like the toxic masculinity role a little bit. And like always trying to shield her, and not in a bad way, but he's always trying to shield her in a way that she, maybe she does needs to go out there and, complete a mission or two. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, getting her revenge back by torturing dude, I mean, that's definitely something that, is like, like it's A-okay in my book. It's like an outlet to do that. I'm glad to see her moving past it. Like, it could have been a trope to just kind of leave her locked in that trauma for the whole rest of the season. But now I'm kind of glad we saw, like, okay, she kind of dipped all on that. Now she's back to, being like a cool bad ASS kind of lady. So it's good stuff with that. It's good stuff with that.
That's exactly my thought, man. I can't lie. I was watching this big kind of spiral, and I was so worried. I was like, oh no, they're gonna make Bix the toxic druggy girlfriend who is just struggling all the time and weighing Cassian down, and Cassian has to be trying to save her, and it's gonna be this whole thing as far as her taking L's and taking L's, and it's this tragic character that's never going to see anything good or victor. We've seen it a million times in TV, for crying out loud. And I was so happy with that last scene. I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God we can move past that, and we can get closure, and we can get victory, and we can get a W in a very satisfying way. I'm with you, man. Revenge is good sometimes, bro. You got to get some revenge, and revenge in Star Wars in a good way. I was like, yeah, I mess with it. And the fact that Cassian helped her do it, the fact that she got to kill him and blow him up. Because my thing was like, I was okay with them torturing him as long as he died. I was so afraid they were going to leave him alive. And I was like, don't leave him alive. Please just kill this fool, man. But the fact that that was the mission was to kill him, I thought that was even cooler, because it didn't click with me the first time I saw it, that that was actually a purposefully done, set up mission by Luthen and by Clea. The fact that they gave her this victory too, like Luthen was a part of it as well, because we see Lonnie kind of like he turns toward the camera when he says, "Oh, the doctor who tortures people is going to expand his experiments," and Lonnie goes, "Oh, really? Like he's going to tell Luthen." And Luthen tells Cassian, and Cassian tells Biggs, "Hey, yo, we got a job." And guess what? It's the perfect job, because you get to take this dude out and get closure at the same time. And it's good for the galaxy, because no more torturing people, because you were going to expand the experiments on torturing people. So I loved it. I thought it was awesome. It was a great way to end the arc.
Yeah, no, it was a great way to end it. I mean, it was also good to it was also good to see oh geez, what was I just gonna say? I mean, it was good to see, Cassian kind of overcome his kind of reluctancy of this kind of, because he was having nightmares of her being a druggie, da da da. By the way, these episodes are written by the great Bo Williamson.
Yeah.
The dude who was the creator of one of our favorite shows, I don't know about you, but one of my favorite shows, House of Cards. So we get that like tense, subtextual writing that's like showcased all the way around. With the big stuff, it was great. I mean, I'm kind of jumping into the surreal area of it with homie. But yeah, we'll talk about that dialogue. When we first hear the first opening conversation with Surreal and his mom, I'm like, like, this sounds kind of stagey. This sounds kind of fake. Like, why is they just, like, I was like, did they just give me an exposition dump, like, right off the top of the episode? But nah, it's because he's putting on an act to the listeners to kind of start that front, to kind of get the idea that he's on the side of the Gorman. Meanwhile, he's working with his, old girlfriend, which, she just gets, as soon as he comes home, she just comes in and is like, yo, turn off the lights, drop them drawers, bend over. That's what she told him. I was like, dang, bro, that's crazy. So yeah, it was interesting seeing his arc. And that's the kind of character I'm worried about the most, like, I think we're gonna kind of see him. I think he might low key get a redemption arc and also might bite the dust. Like, that's my prediction for that dude. But
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about Gorman. Gorman's going to be a huge thing going across these next couple episodes. Not just this arc, but the next arc is all. It's going to be a lot more Gorman focused as well, which I love. The Gorman arc is incredible because it shows the different type of meticulously vile that the Empire is, where they are setting up people and they are basically setting you up not just in a way to justify your man. This is so real too, bro. I mean, think about how real this is to right now. Setting you up to justify the inhumanity that's going to be directed towards you, right? Where they're giving you just enough crumbs for you to get upset, and then when you're upset, they justify retaliation. It really is just really remarkable the way that show builds that and the way the Empire intricately builds it themselves through the ISB, which is why the ISB is considered to be so evil, because it's like a different kind of evil. It's like a psychologically manipulative evil, which is what Cyril is doing, where he seems so nice. He's like, yeah, what's up, guys? Wow, that's a beautiful speech, man. This is very passionate. And he's doing this whole front in his undercover way, knowing that he's just setting them up to get burned. Which is what Luthen mentioned in the previous episode after Cassian goes undercover to meet with those people. It really is just a fascinating type of evil, the Cyril and Didra couple, dynamic duo kind of thing. Yeah, bro, I still can't vibe with him, man. I don't know. Every time they're in this show, I'm just like, I can't wait till a lightsaber comes flying in and just takes their head off or something. Something, bro. They're the worst.
Yeah, I definitely I think
Cyril's
Cyril's gonna definitely bite the dust. Like,
man, I just can't stand him, bro. I just can't stand him. But anyways, how'd you feel about the Gorman front and the idea of these people who are very upset about what's happening right now, the disrespect that the Empire is giving them, and then the idea of Cassian investigating them and being like, they're not ready, they're just not built for it. And Luthen doesn't care, and he's like, I don't care, bro. They got money, and we need that money. And sending Cinta and Vel over there. How'd you feel about that whole dynamic as far as what the Gormans are doing without the knowledge of the Empire actually infiltrating them?
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't really like the Gormans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did kind of think they were a little. Maybe I'm just getting this impression from Edie. You know what I'm saying? Cyril's mom, but they do seem.
Yeah, bro, you're buying into that propaganda, bro.
I mean, I don't know. They seem like they living up to it. A bunch of spoiled kids, starting a rebellion for no reason. They started too late, getting in the game too late for it, like Cassian said. And also too, I hate to say it, but kind of reminds me of Hollywood a little bit. Like Hollywood saw the strikes, they saw the rest of the world kind of going on strike. USPS or UPS, everybody going on strike, doing their thing. Oh, let's hop in the strike. Oh, let's do something. Let's do something nice. And boom, just ends up blowing up in everybody's faces. You know what I'm saying? No offense to anybody who, was out there striking, but look where the industry's at now. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of rough. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say not to be anti-union or anything, or like anti-rebellion in this case. But it's like, dog, y'all it seemed like the Gorman been profiting off of the system, of complacency for so long. Now they want to hop in because they're building an artillery and weapons artillery in the middle of our beautiful town. We can't get the skyline anymore. We're worried. Yeah, y'all should have stood up a long time ago when the rest of the galaxy was standing up. But
you're buying into exactly what the show's about, which is why it's fascinating, right? Because the show literally has that speech with Luthen and Saw about this very thing, about we're on the same side, but are we on the same side? Like, we have just such different points of view and lifestyles, and I think that's what the partisans are there for, because the partisans are hood. Like, they from the streets. Like, they do not give a shit about anything. Saw is just a completely different kind of animal when it comes to his rebellion style, right? Versus someone like a Luthen or someone like the partisans, or not the partisans, the Gormans, who are very much like you said, like the Hollywood, the elites, who also want to get involved, but are also like, if you really like have to like beat the Empire, you have to be like, we low-key kind of need these people as well. Like, you kind of have to raise your hands up and be like, if we're on the same side, then F it, we're on the same side. That's the whole point. I think that's the point of it, because they're showing you like, even these people, even the rich snobby people, like, yeah, even them, bro. If they have to help, if they can help, then let's do it. If they really do hate the Empire and they want to, F stuff up, then let's bring it.
Yeah,
let's bring it. Let's do it. And I think that's the point of it.
I don't rock with that, man. I don't like that.
But we need that, though, man. We need that. That's what we need. Like, at the end of the day, all you need is just solidarity. All you need is more numbers. As long as you're in the same accord, man. That's what you need, man. Come on, no, bro. That's what you need, bro.
Look, man. We basing off of real class warfare in the United States of America.
Yeah.
Ain't no way rich people gonna have the same side as the rest of us, like when it comes to any kind of fight. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree with you, but that's again the point of the show. Because that's what my mama is, bro. Who do you think Mon is, bro? Mon is literally like one of the richest people in the galaxy, and she's trying to get that money and is giving it all to the rebellion. She's literally just giving it all away. That's kind of the purpose of it, is to show you like all walks of life, because the real people, the real rebellion is the partisans, is Saw's group, right? That's the rebellion. People who are doing sabotage work, who are doing bombs, who are, stealing shit, like that's real shit. But at the same time, you need all facets of a revolution, which includes these kind of people who also want to get involved. So
yeah, maybe the show guys show me their worth like later on in line and down the line. I don't believe it. I think they, to heck with them, let them blow up, let Cyril blow up on that planet with them, and let.
Yeah, but then that's the Empire, bro. That's the Empire.
Hey man, so what? So be it. Eat the rich. Let the spiders eat the rich. That's all it is.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. But again, a lot of that planet is not just the main guys are rich, but the other guys are just workers. Even you saw the old grandma just walking across the street and shit, or the grandma at the meeting as well. Like the whole point is to show you the range of people who live there, that are not just the leader, who is I think they said he's like a rich man, who's the fashion designer, store owner kind of thing. But I think it's fascinating, and I'm really interested to see how it keeps going and how it keeps building. What'd you think of Undercover Cast, man?
Yeah, it was funny, man. Seeing them wear the nice suits, kind of have to play the role a little bit.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of, who's the homie, man? Your man's Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Adam Driver in Black Klansman, like when he was.
Oh yeah.
Hey, had to and Adam Driver had to put on the fake hillbilly Ku Klux Klan thing to blend in with the Klan. Like, I feel like that was Andor trying to blend in with the Gormans, put on a nice hairpiece and speak that language. Yeah, it was cool, but he didn't switch up. He wasn't acting fake. I mean, he told him straight up to their face, like, "Nah, you're not ready," And then Luthen went behind his back and still encouraged that, but. Yeah, I mean, shout Cassian, he's still holding true to his values, and he knew the sauce. I mean, Cassian can smell the jig a mile away. He told him like, you know, yeah, you know, he told them literally like they plant fake information. Like that's what they do. Y'all sure y'all want to go with this? And he's like, you know, this is all we got. But it's like, listen, I think that's another reason why I think I'm a little annoyed with the Gorman. It's like, come on, man. The man done told y'all what to do. Like, listen to gosh dang space Malcolm X right here, man. Let me tell you something. Like,
Yeah, he really did say like, y'all have a Imperial informant? Are you sure you do? Or you
right,
think you do? Y'all are a little too trusting. They were a little too trusting, man. I can't believe they bought into Cyril. Out of everyone, they picked the guy who's the most committed to the Empire
right,
ever. That's pretty funny. You can't lie.
yeah,
I can't lie. I mean, it really is pretty funny that the fact that they chose him as like their savior as far as the Empire insider who's going to help them out. And the fact is, it's complete opposite. The fact that Cassian can kind of smell that a mile away, and the fact that he says like, even if you do succeed, what's the end game for you?
mm,
Um, like you already know what's happening. You're too late to make any real damage or any real effort and real change. So this might be like a suicide run for you guys, and it's going to be a suicide run if you
right,
keep going down this path. Which again, I kind of agree with Homie when he's like, "Well, what else are we supposed to do?" Because they should do something. It's just the flip, right? Where you're trying to go 0 to 100 so quick, and that's the issue. Is the fact that they're not trying to do like step by step, bit by bit. They're trying to jump in and start swimming in the deep end when they haven't even taken any swim lessons. Like that's what they got to focus on first, is to really try and get their feet wet and try to get something going before trying to do like stealing shipments of weapons and stuff like that. Like that's some high level stuff. So yeah, Cassian's got a good eye, man. He's got such a good eye. That's his best trait. It's like the fact that he can assess a situation like quick. He can be like, that's some bullshit. I'm out. Like he did in the first arc. When he's trying to convince the homies, like, yo, you guys are fighting. Like, what are y'all doing? And he's like, you know what? I'm out, bro. You guys
yeah,
suck.
in peace, right. Yeah,
Yeah, say
nah,
that again. I can't hear you, man.
nah, yeah, nah, like, yeah, like he just pieces out right at the right time, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, I'm very curious to see if he like, if any, you know, if he ends up like actually uniting the Gorman front and actually making it a fight worth fighting. I mean, we'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
I doubt it, if I'm being honest, you know. Just seeing how weak and measly like a lot of these people are. They couldn't even
Yeah,
do a heist mission right that was like pre-set up for them to succeed,
yeah.
right? Like, come on now. Like that's why I'm like, y'all not soldiers. Like, why are y'all even trying to do something that's out of y'all league, you know? So
Yeah.
I don't care about that. You know, I just think that's a little self important. Again, I'm taking a Hollywood metaphor, like, and you can tell. Okay, like I think this. I also take the Gorman as a very Hollywood thing because, like, what other time in Star Wars have we had a whole planet, a race full of people that are just like beautiful, you know, fashion designer kind of thing. Like, this is a very Tony Gilroy kind of like invention of a you know, like if this was like, let's say, you know, Gareth Edwards, you know what I'm saying, from like Rogue One, you know, that, you know, this new planet would have been some poor, slummy, da 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 da. If it was J.J. Abrams, it would have been a town full of like nostalgia. But you know, Tony Gilroy puts a very Hollywood, very movie kind of regal kind of spin on it, and like, that's why I kind of like detach from these characters. I think a lot. It's like very. That's why it kind of feels like we're kind of leaning in that. Versus, I think I might maybe would connect more with like maybe if they were like a bit more of like a poorer kind of, you know,
Yeah.
colony trying to raise up. But maybe we did see that in season one. We saw a lot of that in season one. So they're trying to switch things up, trying to show a new perspective. Maybe I'll gain a new perspective as I watch the season. Right now, I'm not sold on these people, on saving these people.
But that's what's so fascinating, bro. That's such a bold move by Tony Gilroy to show you that and to be like, what about these people? And check this out. Like, it's different. It's very different. And it shows you a different kind of rebellion. I don't know. I find it fascinating. I think that's some bold ass shit. Because again, like you said, we've seen it a million times. If it was the outcasts, the misfits, the people on the lower end of society, and again, that's the real shit. That's real. But then they're showing you this part, which is also real, but a different kind of real, and it's not quite as real as like I said before, the partisans, who are definitely the real ones in all this. To me, they're the real ones in all this. And obviously the Ghost Crew, but they're not even in the show. So at least not yet. Hopefully they will be. They're the realest out of all of them, for real. But yeah, I think it's fascinating, man. I really do. I think it's some really interesting shit that they're pulling off right here. Real quick, what'd you think of the Bail Organa casting?
Oh, right. That's boy. So that's like was that Leia, like a young
Leia's
Leia?
dad, yeah.
Leia's dad. Okay, and that's not homie.
Yeah.
Was not okay. Who was that? Who was that?
Benjamin Bratt.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
like put brown skin on him a little bit. Like they look a
Bro,
little darker.
he's Latino, bro.
Okay. I
Yeah,
mean,
I think he's half and half. I think he's half white too, though.
okay, yeah. Because last time I saw him in Doctor Strange, he was looking a little more pale skin. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's definitely half white too. He's not full Latino, but we still count him. We still love him.
Okay. Cool. Salute. I didn't even know. It's the
Yeah.
difference. I thought it was literally just Homeboy coming back again from the prequels. You know what I'm saying? So he looked just
Yeah.
like him. I mean, so
He looked good and he sounds good, so I'm down for it, man. Obviously they couldn't get Jimmy Smits back in the role. It's too bad, but it definitely I like this recast. If they had to do it, then I like it. So
he probably too damn old anyway. So
yeah, a little bit. I mean, he's this homie's old too, but yeah, I feel like part of it. That's part of it, but I don't. I feel like it's more like they said scheduling. They said it was a scheduling issue, which is still kind of weird. But
Jimmy Smith have a scheduling issue? Like, what's he doing? When's the last time you seen him play anything in anything?
that's why low key, I kind of got a conspiracy theory on this. Not a conspiracy, but I think it's one of two things, right? They say it's either a scheduling issue or it's a ask issue, a money issue. We're getting into Terrence Howard territory. And I'm just like, ooh, I don't know about this one, y'all. I don't really like that because that's not my vibe, bro. I don't like when this happens. When actors are like, yo, you want me back? Pay me more money. And they're like, bet, we recast you.
Right, I mean,
that's what I think happened.
That's what they're about to do with Jeremy Renner's old ass too. You know what I'm saying? Like from Hawkeye.
Yeah,
They're about to do to him too. So watch out.
Yeah, for me, it's I don't know, man. If that's what it was, that's a different kind of game because scheduling issue sounds a little too polite. I think this was them being like, "All right, you think you're bigger than Star Wars, bro? All right, you want more money? We got another homie to replace you." Um, but I don't know. We'll see what it is. RB3, any final thoughts on Andor's episodes 4, 5, and 6?
Nah. Other than beautiful writing again. Wilson, whatever his name is. Great man. Shout out to House of Cards, great series. Shout out to Andor, great series. This arc was great. Shout out to again, Forrest Whitaker deserves an Emmy, at least the Emmy nomination or Emmy win. Wiley Todd hit us with a super chat. Yo, what's up, Wiley Todd? Shout out to you, Wiley Todd, for tapping in. $5 super chat. Hope you homies are doing well. We are, Wiley.
Thank you, Wiley. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for tapping in. Yeah, we just talked to Andor. Hopefully everybody saw Andor. Everybody's watching Andor. Kevin Davis. People still love Star Wars. Folks just want Kathleen Kennedy gone. Man, Kevin Davis always coming talking about business. Kevin Davis also said Lucasfilm. So we'll get Emmy nominations for Andor season 2 at this year's telecast. Definitely. I mean, this definitely deserves Emmy attention, Emmy awards.
Yeah.
I know the last one got nominated for Outstanding Drama Series, a few other categories, but I want to see this one go the distance. 98% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep, exactly that. Exactly what you said. This shit better sweep at the Emmys, man. This shit better get way more love than last time. It got love last time, but this time it better get like some Game of Thrones type love or some Breaking Bad type love. When they are nominated for like freaking 11 categories and shit,
Right.
or Shogun type love now, right? Because Shogun got a lot of love last year. That's the type of love I hope the show gets, man, because it really is top notch at every level. Top freaking notch, bro. The directing is great. I love the style of directing, dialogue, like you said. I really love the Vel and Cinta shit. I know you didn't even know who they were, but I was rocking with it, bro. I was locked in, which is why I was mad when they killed her off like that. But all of it is really top-notch shit. Forrest Whitaker, Stellan Skarsgård is freaking killing it, bro. He's killing it. And then Homegirl, I gotta give a shout out to Homegirl, bro. I've been talking about her since season one, and I told her like I told you I was like, yo, she's crazy, and she's crazy. I love her.
Which one?
Clea, his assistant.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's dope, man. I love her. You could tell she's just insane, and I love it. So for me, it's like every acting, every performance has been top notch. So I appreciate this show quite a bit, man. I love it. I love that it's in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, no, same man. I love that Star Wars is always taking that risk and always going there. So salute to them. Also shout out to Wiley Todd again in the chat. Said love what's happening with Bix. Great story. Yeah, it's a great story.
Yeah, man.
Bold
That big
storyline.
six show sold me.
Yeah, it's a bold storyline for sure. I mean, I'm talking about that kind of subject matter, but they going for it, and I appreciate it for that for sure.
She needed a win, man, and she got that win. She got that W, and I was like, dang, thank God, bro. She needed that win, and it was such a good team effort. It was, I mean, she got the game winning shot and all that, and she deserved it. But it was such good team effort with Cassian showing up, showing love, Luthen showing love by giving him that mission. I was like, you know what? That's some dope shit, man. Dope shit. Great way to end the episode for sure.
Real quick
right.
before
go for it.
Before we get out of here, Revenge of the Sith re-released in theaters this past weekend.
That's right.
I don't know if you got a chance.
Yeah, you see it again?
I didn't. I meant to. I want to see it in 4DX, but I just got too busy.
Ooh. It made a money, man. It made a lot of money.
Yeah, $25 million or $24.4 million on the
24.
re-release. Yeah, that's amazing. Second highest for or I think third highest for a Star Wars release of all time. So either third or second, I forgot.
I think it might have been second, yeah.
Yeah. It was behind the 97 re-release, of course.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool to go see it in theaters again. I thought it was fun. I can't lie though. I'm not about to start shit, but I guess there's only like 5 people watching right now, so I can start shit.
Right.
I can't lie though. I love Revenge of the Sith. It's like it's like probably top 5 for me. But even I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm in a theater right now. I just saw like a ton of movies beforehand in theaters. I'm gonna take these glasses off, bro. I took my nostalgia glasses off. And I was like, hey, yo. George Lucas's directing is rough. I can't lie, bro. It just is. And I was like, yo, this shit is rough. Like some sections are really rough. The story is still top notch for me. Like the story fits like flawlessly. I think it still hits today, bro. The fact that he's just like buying into this manipulation by this dude being like, whoa, they're not letting you do anything, bro.
Yeah.
These dudes are like taking away your manhood, bro. Like it's like it felt very modern.
No, it did.
But
Actually, it's ahead of its time in that kind of like.
It's ahead of its time, bro. Like dead ass. If you rewatch it like now and you see it again, you're just like, yo, this is now.
Yeah.
Literally how they manipulate Anakin.
Yeah, how they manipulate young men through the internet and stuff like that. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, but at the same time, I was like really keeping an eye out, and I was like, man, George Lucas really said, F this, bro. F this. I'm about to make the silliest. Like, you think Jar Jar is silly, bro? Get ready for droids who don't know how to talk and they got a silly ass voice, bro. And they're like, "What's going on over here?" And that's how the droids talk throughout the whole movie, bro. Well, Anakin is like decapitating kids, bro. This movie's like it just felt very much like, y'all, man. I never want to hear anyone. You know what I'm gonna say? Ever say that the prequels are better than the sequels? Ever, bro? Because I love the prequels, and I'm wearing a prequel. I'm wearing a Darth Maul shirt. Darth Maul is one of my favorite characters of all time. He still is. But even I have to acknowledge that I love Darth Maul because of the stuff that came after the prequels, bro. Which was written by other people. The Clone Wars stuff. The Rebel stuff, that's what made me like love Darth Maul. Not obviously the movies would attach me to him, but bro, come on. Don't talk to me about this shit, bro. When you're cutting around doing the circle edits, the freaking movie maker edits, iMovie type shit, and then you're cutting every 5 seconds to like the weirdest angles ever, like a giant close up, and then a huge shot, and then some of it doesn't even have continuity. Like a lot of shots don't have continuity, bro.
Straight up don't.
Yeah,
it's funny because I've always felt this way about Revenge of the Sith, and like I'm glad you're saying it because I've always felt this way internally. But the conversation is always, it's the best prequel, so you gotta give it love. It's the best prequel, and like you said, the story is just genuinely great. Like the story of seeing the bad turn to good, and honestly, it created an archetype that honestly has been copied, in my opinion, in somewhat better ways. Is that the new Hunger Games, Songbird and Snakes, like that felt very akin to what they were doing in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh yeah, way better.
So it's just like, there's I'm like, I want to like it. I want to show love to it. I did rewatch on Disney Plus. Yo, man, you should call into Real Ones this weekend. I don't know what you're doing on Saturday, but me and John, we were gonna talk about. He saw Revenge of the Sith, and he was like, "Yo, this actually got better with age." Like, da-da-da. I'm like, "Oh, really? Okay." So like, he says better. You kind of think it, maybe didn't hold up as well. I've always thought it was kind of weird, but I just show love to it because shout out to Mark Fernandez. That was his favorite movie too. Oh, Wiley Todd with another one. Shout out Wiley Todd with another super chat. Wiley Todd said, I know there's a Star Wars show, but about to finish Netflix's show Ripley. Did you guys see it on the last episode? Ripley, I don't know if I saw that one. Is that the one with Andrew Scott?
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
I did start that. I'm on like episode 4 of that. I didn't finish it, not because it was boring, only because it's in black and white. And sometimes you have to have a little more energy to watch things that are in black and white. In my opinion. But it was episode. I literally am loving that show. So I never really had an opportunity to talk about Ripley on here. Yeah, I actually really do like that show a lot. So shout out to you. And it's an adaptation of the Talented Mr. Ripley, a book that I read in college. So fun stuff. It's fun stuff.
Yeah, appreciate you, Wiley. Honestly, that's a good super chat. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, those are my thoughts. I love the movie. I really do, and I'm always gonna love it, and I'm always gonna defend it. But at the same time, it's time, man. It's time. The way I saw people on Twitter talking about it, like freaking like it's The Godfather or some shit. Like it's the greatest thing that's ever come to cinema in the history of. And I'm just like, chill, bro. Like there's like 20 minutes of just droids making silly jokes, bro. Like chill. And there's some of the worst editing I've seen in Star Wars. So relax.
They were to be fair, on the editing side, they were literally inventing new editing technology, like while making these like prequel movies, like especially with Revenge of the Sith. And, like that was the beginning of like using like it was either Revenge of the Sith or Attack of the Clones, where they started splitting the frame in half. Like they'll have one take on one half of the frame, the other take on the other half. Start doing that. So it's like
I think that's Attack of the Clones did that.
Yeah. So they're really experimenting with like the form of editing during these movies, which is fascinating.
Oh, 100% fast. And George Lucas really did create modern editing, which is kind of funny. Yeah. But at the same time, it's just still shoddy. It's just rough. It's just hard to follow. It's just all over the place and not really focused. But still, shout out to Revenge of the Sith, man. Yeah. Shout out to not being manipulated by a Palpatine. Again, it's super relevant. So good shit from them, and good shit to Hayden Christensen and what's his face, Ewan McGregor.
Shout out to Hayden Christensen, man. I heard he be out like I don't want to put out where my man lives, but he be out in the area where I like work at.
No way. So like, LA.
Somewhere in like a cutaway in LA. And
cool.
There's like a little farmer's market that some of my coworkers go to after the job and be like, "Yo, we saw Hayden Christensen over there." Like,
that's cool, man. Yeah.
So he out there. He living his best life. Ahsoka season 2. We outside.
So. Good for him, man. Good for him. I know he was like for a moment there, he was like stuck in Canada. That's where he's from. But he was like very much like not about it. He went through some shit. So shout out to him for making it out and for, keeping the love, and a lot of people showing him love. So all right, guys, that was it for Sabacc the Block. Let us know what you guys thought of Andor season 2, episodes 4, 5, and 6, and let us know what you thought of watching Revenge of the Sith once again in theaters. All that good stuff in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe here if you haven't done so already. Follow me at Squad Leader Ace RB3.
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Director RB3. Thank you again to Wiley Todd for the two super chats. Much appreciated. And also to Kevin Davis for the last chat he put in. Disney hasn't done a bad job with Star Wars. Fans are just used to George Lucas's vision. People don't like change. Yeah, people don't like change. But
Sure.
I still think the sequel trilogy have a lot of good things in them, you know, and are, like you said, are just much more competently made, you know, just as actual watchable movies. But you know, shout out to Lucas,
To the old schools.
to old schools too, for doing that too. So
Good shit, man. Good shit. All right. Peace out, y'all.